Hey guys, Sebious here with the Sebious Speaks, my gaming week. Now, kind of breaking a bit of radio silence because I've been a bit under the weather. I had a bit of a flare up with my chronic fatigue this week, so I've kind of been dying in bed. So it's not done a huge amount this week, but there's still some interesting things to talk about, so we'll kind of jump in with that. On Monday, we didn't have Black Crusade because, unfortunately, I just wasn't up to it, but Toxic has some very interesting things planned for us, starting as goodies and then corrupting and taking on an army and all sorts of, taking down the Imperium from within, which sounds really exciting. And also talking to Liam, who's one of the guys from our local Friday Night Magic group, who's going to be running a Dark Heresy session with us. Which he he was originally saying it was going to be a lot of investigation, but after speaking to people, it sounds like it's going to be kind of splatter and gore fest. But we shall see if there will be some investigation at some point. So then on Tuesday there was no kind of challenge with Toxic and I, although the challenge for Toxic and I is kind of happening this weekend, but I'll talk about that when I get to the fantasy foobar. Wednesday I did manage to suck it up and get involved in the Minecraft, the Cryptime Blues Minecraft challenge, which was one of Heartless's creations, which was another really good laugh. And there was a tiny moment when I was tied for first before I knew like a champion, as usual. But things are getting good. Maybe my hopes and dreams are walking undead through the night. Maybe they pulled themselves out of the grave in Quicktime Blues Village. But other than that, we're playing a lot of Hearthstone. The change of the season has been making things quite difficult, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's just the fact that some of the better players haven't filtered down into the higher leagues, but I was just winning games quite easily at sort of rank 15 and even kind of get a 14 with my hunter deck, which hasn't changed at all really, but this season I'm finding it hard to get past 19, 18, so we shall see. But I think as the weeks go on and people do filter down, it will get a bit easier. But I got the new blue shiny card backs, and they're very funky, which is very nice. And there's been some epic games. I really, even despite not doing so well with Hunter at the moment, I'm loving him and just the beasts and all the crazy misdirection. And I think I'm going to do a Sebious Speaks at some point, talking about the joys of the Hunter and kind of getting into why I'm loving him and looking at some cards specifically, which will be fun. Playing a bit of Magic, I threw together a Black White Orzhov Extort and Control deck on Wednesday, and then prayed to the Dark Gods that I would make Friday Night Magic, and luckily I did, and that went really, really well. Like I think better than I've ever done before. First game. I have some notes somewhere. First game I managed to beat Liam 2-1. He kind of absolutely aggroed me to death in the first game, unleashing things and just being a kind of Rakdos menace. But then just I managed to keep getting the extort set up and the control in place, and then Obstat helping me to the win and a few perfect hands, so that was kind of awesome. Second game was my first loss. I was playing against Yibi, who is rather experienced and has rather crazy, insane decks. He was playing 4-color, Planeswalker Jamboree, Ramp, Hydra, Death. Horribleness. That was a 2-0 to him. That was just disgusting. It was Xenagos and Ashiok and Pelokrinos, World Eater, Leviathan, Thing of Death, just horrible things, and Rakdos returns for obscene amounts, because obviously Xenagos pumps up mana, and then he had lots of dorks and things, big, just disgusting. And in the second game he had Ashiok exiling cards, so he actually managed to play a bunch of my own extort creatures, which was devastating. So he managed to actually Rakdos returns me down to just enough to put another like Sapling or something ridiculous down so he could extort me to death. So that was kind of demoralising after how well that gone. But the evening progressed and carried on in an awesome way. My third matchup was against Jan, who's fresh from coming 21st out of 200 odd in a championship the weekend before, and he's one of the best guys at Magic, and I managed to beat him, which was amazing. And some of the most fun and ridiculous games I've ever played. Like, so the first game he destroyed 7 lands, which was just obscene. And yeah, I somehow still managed to extort him down with the help of Obstat. It was just crazy, just absolutely crazy. Trying to think. The second game, I got him all the way down, extorted him down to 4 life, and then he just took all the land away. Just no lands for me, and just top decking creatures and spells after all my land had been destroyed because he was playing some horrible land destroying evilness. Um, I just remember him going, "I'm only on 4 life," and I took him down to 3 life. It's like, "Oh, I'm only on 3 life now." I was like, "You've been on 4 life for 20 minutes. That means nothing." So yeah, he took a game back, and in the third game, just perfect draws, and I think it was Basilicus Creature with 4 Ethereal Armor swinging for at least 17. And we're like, so that's 4 Ethereal Armors, so that's 4 plus the 1 for the 6 creatures, 5. He's like, no. I'm like, oh yeah, no. It's 4 times all of that. So it's like, yeah, 17. Ridiculous death. And that was the first time I've ever beaten him, so that was ridiculously exciting and awesome. Fourth round, I came up against Carl, who's rather new, but has really picked up things quickly and built himself a really nice mono white life gain. But it's life gain 1/1 counter gain. It's just disgusting with the Chinese Pride Mates and Sun Bonds and just craziness. That ended up being a draw. Actually, it's one to me because I just managed to pacify and oppressive raise and just stop everything. They're building up horribly, but I was making sure he couldn't do anything with them. And then the second game just went on forever. He had insane amounts of life, and then I was taking the life away, and then I had more life, then he had more life, and life was all over the place. Life jamboree. But then it came to turns, and I thought I was going to survive for one and a draw, which made me win the round, but then, nope. The 1/1 counters and the life just became too much, and that was devastating. But it was one of the most fun games again. 2 of the most fun games I've had at Magic ever in this back to back. So that was kind of awesome. And then for the final round, came up against Alex, who had some mono green rampiness, and just unfortunately the first game he got mana screwed and just wasn't working for him, and the second, so I was just building up. Anything he got out, I was controlling and then just extorting for the win. And in the second game, I had nothing but 3 Basilicus creatures flying in formation like they were the red arrows or something, and just ethereal armor on them, and game over. So that was kind of awesome. Ended up coming 5th, which was just amazing. I've never come that high. Sarah and I won the first 2-headed giant constructed event we did, but that was kind of a fluke, I think, because we didn't do so well the next time. But 5th was amazing. Sarah did have to show me up by coming 3rd, but still, both of us doing much better, which is awesome. Despite the fact there's only 3 weeks left for me to be using that deck before all the Ravnica stuff rotates out. And again, like I said with the Hearthstone stuff, I think I will be doing a Joy of the Orzhov and Extort. I think I might talk about the deck in one video and the specific cards I like and the mechanics of Extort. And I think I also want to do my own little fluff video talking about the Orzhov, because they are creepy, weird, cool, evil bad guys. And I don't know what it is. I like the bad guys. I try to be a good person, and I try to be nice, and I like nice and goodness. But when it comes to kind of fantasy and gaming and made up stuff, I just like the bad guys. I am Darth Sebious after all, because the Jedi's are so cool, but they're just also not at the same time in a way that makes the Sith awesome, because they're just bad in a bad way. I'm trying to think anything else been going on. Oh, so I've been playing a little bit more Dishonored. I played a little bit yesterday. Not really been playing on the console very much, just because obviously waiting for Destiny and being an ostrich with my head in the sand, pretending that nothing in the world of gaming is happening until I finally got my hands on Destiny, and we got that pre-ordered and pre-downloaded and prepared and premated and just pre-ready. I'm pre-excited. I am just ready for Destiny. Destiny needs to happen, and hopefully that means bang on midnight we'll be ready and ready to go, which is Cannot believe it. Too excited. But Dishonored, played a bit more of that because it was one of the free games of gold last month, and that's awesome. So before I say anything else, thank you Microsoft for the free game and Bethesda for making it, and that's awesome. As I sort of said before, I really like the aesthetic, but I've actually finally given up on it now. I just completed the Golden Cat and did another bit of a mission, but there's something a bit clunky about it. I know you're supposed to be just stealthy, sneaky assassin, but you're also not going to be. It's like even in Assassin's Creed, like you will be a sneaky, but then there's also times where you just want to have a bit of a fight and fun and hack and block and do the stuff. But the fighting is so clunky. But that's because I think you're not really supposed to be able to handle fighting a group of people, which I understand, but just didn't do it for me. The aesthetic's awesome, and I thought the story was awesome, but then it just seems to be the same thing. Go to the pub, this person needs to be killed because you're not ready to kill the main person that you actually want to kill in the game yet, because there wouldn't be a game if you went and killed them straight away. Talk to someone else might have a special thing they want you to do while you're there. Go to the place, which may well even be going through all the same streets, like for mission on mission. Find the extra stuff. But I think another big problem of mine is I just took so much time running around with the heart out, which is really cool. I love the beating heart thing that helps you find the secrets, but I just needed to find all the secrets, and it kind of interrupted my playing. But good fun. The aesthetic's awesome. The steampunky, really American London that is not really an English understanding of sort of Victorian London. It's definitely a kind of American steampunky understanding. But I know people love it, and I know it was recommended to me because I've sort of talked about wanting to play it for a while before. But yeah, it's just one of those that's not really done it for me. But I just think nothing's going to do it for me until Destiny comes along and makes me happy. And then Shadows of Mordor, which is also going to make me ridiculously happy. But also FIFA 15 is something I'm looking forward to to make me ridiculously happy. Because I had a bit of an insomnia FIFA session last night. I've been feeling a little bit better, but just not sleeping. So took myself out back and got on the Xbox One for the first time in a long time. And really kind of enjoying FIFA 14. I got destroyed in a couple of World Cup matches. That didn't go so well, but then I jumped into my normal Ultimate Team and managed to... Yes, first game was 7-7, which I managed to tie up with a penalty in the second minute of 2 minutes added time. That was quite exciting. And then managed to win the next two games to stay in the league. And I'd just been doing so badly before that I kind of just given up on it. But then to come back and keep myself in the league, the division I was in, kind of brought me back into it. And I'm really excited about FIFA 15 coming soon. Because the awesome thing about FIFA, it's just always there. It's kind of impossible to complete, because even if you get to Division 1, you have to keep winning to stay in it. And it's just always there. Like games come and go, and you get obsessed with them and you play them. But FIFA's just waiting for you to come back to it and have a game. And every game is a bit different. And if you're not just getting absolutely pasted all the time, a lot of fun. And it's a great thing for me when I've got my insomnia, because it just doesn't take a lot of brain power, and it's just something that I can sort of chill out and just escape to the lounge and calm down for a bit with, which is cool. Speaking of sports, and I kind of talked about the other things before, so I may talk about some sports stuff now, which I know some people find disturbing when geeky gaming comes up. But fantasy football, been doing the football, which is or soccer. And made loads of changes, got ready for this week, and then I completely forgot it's international break, so that's interesting. Sarah and I had a really good first week of the season, which was nice because Manchester United didn't, which is sad for me. Obviously, supporting my local team, Manchester United, being from the Isle of Wight. People, don't check your geography, please. But yes, so Sarah was just destroying the first 2 weeks first, and I was second. And then Graham, one of the guys from F&M that we do it with, has just been kind of storming in front with some really awesome picks, and that doing really well. And yeah, dying and ready and waiting for the next week, because my team is ready after lots of injuries and stuff. So let's just see if they survive to when they actually get to play. The other thing in fantasy football is fantasy football. We had the Next draft on Monday night, it was, and that went rather well. I managed to steal a few things that I know Toxic wanted because I'm evil and I had no real kind of game plan. I just wanted good stuff, and as I got to pick first after the automatic pick, I got myself Peyton Manning, which is lovely. And although I did in the fourth round pick the Seahawks defense because thinking that was going to be awesome, but then the client was telling me how ridiculous I was because Toxic picked the Ravens, yay, defense at in round 15, and they're still projected to do better this week, which is a shame, but awesome because we support the Ravens and we'll be excited about watching the first Ravens game this evening, which is awesome, which kind of really gets the fantasy football running. And it's the Fermentals, which is my team, versus Toxic's Auckland Raiders in the first week, and that's just, I can't wait to see how that goes. He's projected to do a bit better than me, but we shall see. I know I still need to. I was going to fiddle with it, but I think I've got the optimum team, and I'm really looking forward to really kind of following the NFL season with the fantasy football. And tip for people in the UK that are doing fantasy football or want NFL stuff on the Xbox One, if you set your region to America and then download the NFL app and then set your region back to the UK, you can still use the NFL app and you can snap it. So we should be properly actually enjoying the goodness of the combined fantasy football TV Xbox game stuff later by sticking the HDMI through the Xbox and watching it, and with the fantasy client snapped, which would be awesome, and really excited about that. I've been running for a while. I should probably wrap this up very soon. But the other thing that's been coming out this week, the end times for Warhammer Fantasy continue. All the undead and undeath stuff. I think I still really need to find out more about this, but it's sort of saying that anyone can channel the undead now, which kind of very similar to the fact that anyone can use demonology in Warhammer 40k now, which sounds interesting. But the end times cometh, and I look forward to finding more about this and maybe doing a video. I'm thinking maybe I know Jolly Plaguefather's been doing some interesting videos as a Wolf and Raven. I think some kind of group of us talking about the end times would be fun, so I need to talk to those guys and think about that. But this week's releases includes the kind of models that I'm absolutely loving, which are the Morghast. Is it Morghast? I believe. Yes, the Morghast and the Morghast Harbingers. So they were once known as the Hamurai, the winged heralds of Petra, or Tra, the god of light, who was sent to destroy the great necromancer Nagash, but failed. So Nagash took their ruined corpses and created a host of sentient vassals to lead his armies, and that's how the Morghast were born. There's specific ones that are his elite guard, but they're basically horrific, bony, skeletal death angels with tatty, skeletal, broken wings and kind of steamy, magical essence seems to be streaming from them. They just look awesome. And I look forward to getting more into the end times and checking those out. Other things out this week, the hardback for 1,000 Suns and Prospero Burns for the Horus Heresy, in case your Legacy editions aren't enough. Just remember that there are millions of editions of all these books now, and Legacy is the normal paperback. Speaking of special crazy editions, Rebirth by Nick Kime, Salamander's first edition crazy £40 sexy book with a short story that they're never going to publish again because they're going to burn it and poke out Nick Kime's eyes or something like that. But it looks really exciting and awesome and expensive and lovely. So there might be a few copies of that left, but that was 100 yesterday, so I'm guessing that's probably gone now. That's one that I kind of didn't go for because I'll be honest with you, I tried. I saw it, I got an email, I went to buy it straight away, didn't have my debit card on me, which is probably a blessing because I'm saving myself for the Horus Heresy ones. But I'd got myself so much into the routine of going through them that I almost auto-bought it without even thinking. But it looks sexy, and maybe if they do a normal edition at some point, I will be giving it a read. But yeah, that's my gaming week. I'm surprised I had as much to say as I did after kind of just dying in bed a week, but there we go. I'm Sebious. That was Sebious Speaks for Alice Index, a place for all things geeky gaming. AliceIndex.com, and we are kind of based on Tumblr, but we're also on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. And there's video games, card games, board games. We got fantasy football stuff going on. We got tabletop. All that good stuff's on there. And if you want to get involved, get in touch with us. If you want to show stuff off or like share things with us, then submit and we'll get them shared up. And we shall catch you guys soon. Ta-da, bye.